Save up to 50% off roller blinds, sheer curtains and vertishears at ABC Blinds mid-year makeover sale. It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Albeit under some really sad circumstances that we're all waking up having seen the news over the weekend of the passing of Eagles Premiership legend Adam Selwood, which comes tragically just months after mourning the loss of his twin brother Troy.
Such sad news. I think that certainly in my social circles over the weekend, a lot of people talking about it, even people who weren't following football, because the sadness of what that family must be dealing with right now, losing two boys in the last few months, is just devastating.
So the tragedy of mental health issues as well.
It's awful. It's just awful. I don't know what we can say about it. We will talk about it later in the show, and we also will be talking to Ashlee Harrison after 7, who was the founder of the Zero to Hero organisation, which is about men's mental health and trying to prevent suicide in young men.
Well, the thing is, there's been because Adam was running for that this weekend at the HBF Run for a reason.
Yeah.
And he was raising money, and the reason being, obviously, because of the passing of his twin brother. And the donations towards his charity and towards his link and everything have exploded over the weekend, for obvious reasons. Ben Cousins, a premiership teammate of his, after 8 o'clock. He'll have his thoughts as well. Did very well on the broadcast to keep it together, Ben did yesterday.
It's very hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard because, it's like even the players on the weekend, everybody going out and trying to do their best. It's it's a big ask of everyone.
Well, and the West Coast Eagles getting it done for him as well.
Yeah.
Look,
our thoughts are with the Selwood family in particular, but we will talk about it later this morning because we've got to help our young men.
We do, indeed. And, of course, the lifeline number is 13 11 14, which is always there when you need it. Use it. Get out there and reach out. Hey, we're just going to change tack for just a moment here to happier things because we've got something very exciting to announce in just a moment.
Well, we've been looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I know you and I certainly have.
We've been looking forward to it, but also we know not much about it. And I think we're about to find out everything about the fact that FRIDAYZ Live is on its way back.
Yes.
All right. So it's going to be massive. But in particular, we've been told to keep stum over a massive headlining act that's going to be a part of it. You and I don't know who it is. But our producers certainly seem excited about it.
Wait, are you telling people stick around and listen to us guess on what we think it might be?
Yeah, we're not finding out next. Don't tell me we're not finding out next. Are you serious?
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
We can announce something massive to you this morning, and that is FRIDAYZ Live is on the way back. Ladies and gents, sit down.
I don't believe you.
You know it's happening.
It's not.
It is happening.
I don't trust you because, as far as I'm concerned, FRIDAYZ Live is not back until I hear the FRIDAYZ Live horn. Hey!
Is that the one?
That's how we know it's a call to action.
Yeah, FRIDAYZ Live, right? So keep it locked for all the details. Get a load of this, okay? 7 global superstars, one night, one stage, all the icons, all the anthems, FRIDAYZ Live 2025. And we've brought some big names over.
Well, I mean, Janet Jackson that you just heard, of course.
Of course.
That was one of them.
This is Craig
You wanted
David.
me to throw in Craig David.
Craig David. You can if you like.
Yeah.
How about Usher?
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
That was a big one. Black Eyed Peas. 50 Cent.
Can I just say, Black Eyed Peas was right up there with one of my absolute favourite FRIDAYZ Live acts of all time. And I actually got to meet them. I got to go backstage and catch up with them and chat to them. It was incredible.
Very cool.
Macklemore.
Just such great acts.
Now, do we know who's coming yet?
This is the very awkward situation we find ourselves in, Pete. And that is that some of us do know who the headline act is. And it's not you and me.
It's not you and I.
Unbelievably, producer Rami and producer Brooke both know who the big headline act is, and they say it's massive, but they're not telling us.
What?
Unbelievably, we don't have microphone sticks sticking in front of our faces. We won't tell anyone.
Sure, mate. Who is it?
Nah, we can't tell you, but trust us.
But in the realm of no, this is proper big, how big is it?
Like I would cry.
I will cry.
Like
I
if
will
it-
100% cry.
If it was next to Craig David, are they bigger than Craig David?
Way bigger.
1,000%.
Way bigger.
Oh, okay.
Ray was nothing.
Are they bigger than Salt and Pepper?
Way bigger.
Jason Derulo.
Bigger.
Wow.
Okay, hang on a sec. Who else is here? Nelly. Are they bigger than Nelly?
Way bigger.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want to give you any clues so we don't get in trouble, but just trust us when we both say to you,
Has he been touring recently?
I'm not going to answer that, and I know what you were trying to do.
Damn it. I genuinely was like, I think we got him, Pete. I was like, don't speak too soon.
All right, make sure you keep it locked in your Friday's live station. We will have details for you very soon, but keep a really close eye and close ears across the Pete and Kymba show with Ben Cousins because Friday's Live 2025 is on the way and we will have your first tickets in town, no doubt, and tell you who is announced as soon as we get that word.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
It was a tragic weekend, not just for the footy community, but for men's mental health as well. The passing of Eagles premiership legend Adam Selwood, which comes just a few months after the loss of his twin brother Troy, and it was all over our news services.
The AFL community is in mourning following the shock news that former West Coast Premiership player Adam Selwood has died.
Adam Selwood was tragically found dead early this morning about 6:20am here in Herdsman, west of
The
Perth.
Selwood family was forced into a second heartbreaking and premature goodbye.
Adam Selwood's death has sent shockwaves across the nation.
The sporting world is struggling to come to terms with the loss of an AFL star, Adam Selwood, just months after the death of his twin brother Troy.
It truly was such devastating news. I shed a tear over the weekend because I just thought, I just can't understand what it would be like to be in the shoes of that family right now. Like the absolute horror that they're experiencing, because you just can understand, like, Adam was obviously in exceptional pain over the loss of his brother. But, you know, it was 3 short months ago.
Yeah.
I expect that you would be in pain for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, that's not something you get over straight away. That's why you reach out to services like Lifeline, for example, 13, 11, 14. You can call them anytime because it is an unbearable pain. It's a terrible thing to have to suffer.
And above all else, we've heard so much discussion over the past few days and amongst the team this morning before we got on the air as well. It just, not only is it an unbearable pain, but like to an even greater degree, given it's your twin.
Yeah.
You know, and the connection that you must have. One of the things that producer Rami said, you know, like that idea of looking in the mirror and seeing your brother every time you look in the mirror because he is your twin.
Yeah.
Never being able to get away from it, you know. Like, it's just absolutely tragic. Tragic for the family and tragic for the footy community and for everybody in general. So many people are connected to the Selwood family as a footballing family. And it was so present amongst every game across the weekend as well. We've got audio here. This is the Collingwood Magpies coach, Craig McRae, who couldn't even finish his post-match press conference.
There's no book written on this stuff, and we didn't really know what to do, to be honest. Yeah, it's horrible. There's such sadness, and just want to send my love to the Selwood family. Thanks, guys.
It's
heartbreaking.
Truly, it's so hard to find the words to say about it. The statement that came from Fiona Selwood and the Selwood family said, "We're heartbroken by the passing of Adam earlier today. Words cannot express the grief and the sadness we feel. Adam was a loving husband and an incredible father to Lenny and Billy, and we are devastated to lose such a wonderful husband, father, son and brother." I mean, there's so much sadness in this and you know, the whole community, and as you say, everybody can relate to this in some way, and it's just, we all just have to put our arms around each other at this point and try and help each other through.
And look, clearly it really struck a chord with the West Coast Eagles yesterday. They had their first win over the Saints for the weekend. You know that they were doing it for the Selwoods and they were doing it in memory of Adam. Of course, he's a former premiership player.
Yeah.
And our own Oscar Allen, who has come on this show and very openly and honestly spoken about his mental health struggles over the past few weeks, given all he's gone through. He had some incredible words in his post-match interview on the ground as well.
I know it's great to win a game of footy, but we've lost the legend of our club, and just want to send all love and support to the Selwood family. I've struggled with my own mental battles this year, and I've been so fortunate to have such a great support crew around me. I just urge anyone out there who's struggling with anything, please reach out. Helplines, friends, reach out to each other, because we're heartbroken, and we just want to offer all the love and support we can to the Selwood family in this time.
And it also comes, with a lot of calls for a men's mental health round for the AFL. Which is very important.
And I understand that because they do have a lot of rounds for a lot of other reasons. But you do hear men say, yeah, we can call these lines, there are people, but who's really talking about it? What can we really do? And I'm like, there has to be some answers out there. And the only way we can find that is if we're all talking to each other.
Yeah.
We have to discuss what you need. We have to talk about what those things are. If we're not getting it right as a community, then what do we need to do?
Yeah. Now, this weekend is the HBF Run for a Reason on Sunday, and Adam was due to run for the Run for a Reason for Zero to Hero. Now, Zero to Hero is a mental health charity as well. He was doing it in honour of his twin brother, Troy, who, as we mentioned, passed away months ago. It's amazing. He wanted to raise $10,000. That, since the weekend, is now over $40,000 raised for that charity.
And I would say it would continue because they do an incredible job. They're all about educating, engaging, empowering young heroes to become mental health leaders and to help prevent suicide. They are very important. So,
incredible work they do.
Yeah.
And Ashlee Harrison is the CEO of Zero to Hero. She'll join us after 7 on the show. And after 8, Ben Cousins, his premiership teammate, is going to join us as well. Don't forget the number for Lifeline, 13 11 14. And, of course, you can call Beyond Blue for needs as well.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Could hardly believe what we were hearing whilst listening to some of the footy calls over the weekend, especially when news broke of the tragic passing of Eagles premiership legend Adam Selwood. He leaves behind a family, and it comes after the loss of his twin brother Troy just months ago.
The AFL community is in mourning following the shock news that former West Coast premiership player Adam Selwood has died.
Adam Selwood was tragically found dead early this morning about 6:20am here in Herdsman, west of Perth.
The Selwood family was forced into a second heartbreaking and premature goodbye.
Adam Selwood's death has sent shockwaves across the nation.
The sporting world is struggling to come to terms with the loss of an AFL star, Adam Selwood, just months after the death of his twin brother Troy.
Look, we just don't know the answers to this terrible loss. I mean, it's just so sad that we have to talk about it. That's all we can do, right? We don't know what the other option is. And so we've invited Ashlee Harrison, the founder of Zero to Hero, to come and join us. Hi, Ashlee.
Hello.
Ashlee, this is a really difficult time and a horrible situation over the weekend. We know that Adam was actually going to be doing the HBF Run for a Reason this weekend, fundraising for your charity to try and prevent suicide. And in regard to losing his brother Troy. And you've also known Adam for some time. He's worked with you before on these campaigns. Just a dreadful situation.
Yeah, it's in some of the phone calls I've had and discussions I've had over the weekend, it's like just the one word is it's unfathomable, unbelievable, how it could have happened. You just couldn't imagine a world where this happens.
And it happens too much. And that's the point. You have also had loss in your life. You lost your stepfather this way. And that encouraged you to actually start this charity. But you're changing lives every day, trying to teach kids the importance of, taking care of themselves, their mental health, their well-being.
Yeah.
That's a very positive journey for you, right?
It is. It's hard to see the positive side at a time like this, though. But yeah, I mean, we're helping thousands of kids a year, hoping that no one ever gets to the point that dear Adam got to this weekend. You just have to bloody hope that it actually makes the difference. Yeah.
We were going through some of the horrific figures before you walked in here this morning. Especially the fact that, and this is a big thing amongst men, and it's gaining traction in terms of men talking about it and the voice is getting louder and stuff, but it's never enough. But of all of the people who take their lives every year, 72% of them are men. And we don't talk about it enough, do we?
And you know what? Men are getting better at talking about it, but are they getting help? Because this data we're seeing, they're still not taking the action that they need to. And when you're talking over 2,400 men taking their life every year, that's just the tip of the iceberg for the men that are struggling. And we're still not seeing the rates of accessing help. And it's like something like over 75% of young boys just won't access help. So we can be putting all this funding and all the attention into like, go get help, but they've got to go get help.
Why aren't they getting help? What is the answer to that question?
What's an Aussie bloke? Pride. Pride, don't want to admit they need help, and women aren't great at it either, but statistically a little bit better. But you know, I look at my stepdad, and he passed by suicide a long time ago. And you know, as a result, my little brother, who was his son, he was 10 at the time. We actively made him get help as a teenager, and men just have to. It's one thing talking about it, but awareness without action is not making the difference we need it to make. And people need to start taking accountability before the point of crisis, and get help.
I suppose that is the difficult thing, where there will be a lot of people who are really feeling the difficulties of life and sort of thinking, well, how's talking going to help? And they might think that that's not enough. They need tangible solutions. But often when you're dealing with terrible things in your life and you're really struggling, you just need the space to breathe.
Yeah.
You can't make good decisions and make good choices and try and make change in your life when your headspace, if you're just drowning, you know, like you need to be able to talk to someone at least to try and get some air in, I think.
Yeah, and a good therapist. And for some people, talk therapy might not work, but something else will. And it's, you know, the work we're doing with young people is having and encouraging them to find what their mental health is, what their solution is. Is it connection with spirit or country, or, you know, different things work for different people. For some people it's yoga and incense. I don't care what works for people, but it's find whatever it is your self-care kit. And if that means the first point is talking to someone to figure that out, then start there.
Can I ask Ashlee what we know that that Adam was fundraising on behalf of Troy for HBF Run for a Reason this weekend, and his goal was $20,000. He raised that much, which is incredible.
His goal was 10 at the start. He just kept moving the goalposts as Adam, did.
And then over the weekend when we lost Adam, suddenly those donation numbers have skyrocketed.
Yeah.
It's great that the money is coming in for getting the reresources and to help, but like
it's so incredibly sad.
It's
and
so
it's not
sad.
about the fundraising for us at all.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's it's sad that it takes this for people to wake up a lot of the time. That's what's the most heartbreaking, right?
Yeah, of course.
Have you spoken with the family?
I've sent Fiona's beautiful. His wife's a beautiful woman. I've reached out to her, but no, I haven't spoken to the family. A lot of football community, a lot of, you know, that he touched so many different areas, and not just footy, like youth education, and just spoken to a lot of people. I haven't spoken to the family yet, though.
It's a tragic loss that we lose such a remarkable person who's done so much good. I mean, just watching the footy games over the weekend, and every single coach had something to say about the man that he was. And you saw Craig McRae, the coach of the Collingwood Magpies, you know, break down and couldn't even finish his press conference. And the same with the Cats coach as well. He was just, the Selwood family is just such a larger-than-life family in footy and community, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think, you know, I was with a friend yesterday that was checking in on me, and just they were like, you know, I didn't know him, but you can just tell he was such a genuine, liked guy. And that's not the case for every footy player. That's not the case for every bloke. But yeah, he was just such a gentleman is how I describe Adam.
Well, thanks for doing the work that you do.
Thank you.
Because it is making a difference, and it's getting louder. Zero to Hero, if you'd like to see more. The CEO is Ashlee Harrison. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
In a bittersweet kind of way, we hope that, you know, so much more money comes into the charity. But yeah, thanks again. Appreciate it. Don't forget, there are those numbers that you can contact if this has triggered anything in you. Lifeline on 13 11 14. There's Beyond Blue. There's Zero to Hero. There are so many resources out there. You just need to ask the question.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
On Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, it's yay or nay.
Producer Rummy.
Happy Monday, guys. Yay or nay? First one, judging someone based on their Uber rating.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Nay.
What does it say about someone?
Because I don't know what anyone's Uber rating is, but I'm sure that we are judged heavily by the drivers.
I love that Kymba said nay and you said, Pete, you said yay. That's very telling. Why did you say go with nay specifically?
Well, because I don't, I can't judge anyone based on their Uber rating, and I don't trust my own Uber rating.
Does it say?
Because I think I'm a great passenger, and I don't think my number is that great, and I blame friends who I think have got in the car and had inappropriate conversations.
See, that. You know what? That's a good point. That is a hard one, actually.
Because
if you're
I've never
riding
done
with
anything
friends,
wrong. I've never, I'm a good passenger. I always ask them how they're going. I don't slam the doors. I never make them wait. I'm not late. I don't do anything, and I think my rating might be a bit average.
Pete, why do you think, why is it a yay for you specifically?
Because I think it's one of the most honest rating system because it's anonymous. Because it's technically anonymous to a degree.
Well, before this yay and nay, I did request all of your phones for a minute just to check your Uber ratings, which was very telling, by the way, because Pete, you're the only one that said, sure, here's my phone, whereas Kymba and producer Brooke were like, no, why?
No,
why
I've
do you
got
need it for?
filth to hide. I can't give you my phone. I'm just handing over my phone.
The person
Are you mad?
The person with the highest rating out of all four of us, Pete.
Yes,
well done. You got a 5.
Yeah.
What?
That's the highest.
Yeah.
You know why? I bet you never have friends in the car.
No, I occasionally.
I bet you just go to a work function and come back.
Yeah, you're right. That
you
is
never
that
put
is
your
me.
kids in an Uber.
But
if your kids were going somewhere, you would drive.
I'm very chatty. I like to make my Uber driver feel special. I like to make them feel like they're the only Uber driver in the world for me.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Well, that's the winning
Do
vote.
all Uber drivers want to have a chat? I like to give my Uber driver the peace and quiet that they require in their busy day.
Yeah, no, occasionally if I get that vibe, I'll back it off.
Kimber's already in defence mode.
Yeah,
she
because
knows what's
my
coming.
number sucks.
All right. In third place is Brooke at 4.78.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, producer Brooke.
Well done. Well, good on you, mate.
I'm third, producer Rami, 4.75, which means Kymba, you're at 4.73.
I blame my friends. Truly.
What are your friends doing
It's
in the
not
Uber,
me.
mate?
I'm a very pleasant passenger. As if I would ever risk getting in a car and being a jerk.
Yeah, no, you of all people, actually. I'm quite surprised. That's at the fourth.
All right.
On the back end of it.
And second one for this morning,
Yep.
you have to play an instrument to be in a band.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
That is the actual definition.
I want confirmation
I'm
on it.
done with you guys.
We have
No.
this conversation every day because Pete and I have been questioning it for some time if it comes up in Alpha Bucks.
Yes.
If there was something that came up and they named a group, like Spice Girls are not a band. They don't play an instrument.
Yep.
You don't call them a band. They're called a girl group.
They're a group.
What about One Direction?
A group.
NSYNC.
A group.
So are you telling me no one's ever referred to them as a boy band?
Yeah,
they
they're
probably have referred to them as a boy band,
But we're not
they're
asking
incorrect.
name a boy band. That's the thing.
Hang on.
I think that you have to play an instrument
Sorry.
to be in a band.
Producer Brooke has chimed into my ear. Yes,
Okay.
you've got something to say.
I have asked the ChatGPT.
I don't trust it.
So have I.
I'm sorry, mate. Your microphone's broken. I don't know what's happened.
Well,
here.
mine's not.
What did ChatGPT say?
ChatGPT said, yes, a boy band is a band, just a specific type of band.
Oh, get out.
Look, our text line is 04800 21 945.
Well, what are we going to have a final decision? What if people just let us know, then that's what we'll call it.
Maybe
from
this
then on
time
out.
tomorrow I'll bring it up again in Yay and A, and I'll give you the results of what WA seems to think, but I think you guys are wrong.
But what if WA is wrong?
Oh, God.
By definition.
Move on.
Oh, my goodness.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Dear Kymba.
Dear Kymba is where people write in their life conundrums, really, just little things they're dealing with in their day-to-day world. You can text it in or you can go to our website, which is Pete. You weren't listening, were you?
No, which is Pete. It almost sounds like
PeteandKimber.com.au.
PeteandKimber.com.au. Almost sounds like I was about to give you my personal email address because that's how mine start.
That's fine. That's okay too. Then we throw it out to the listener for some advice as well, see if we can help you out. So this one today comes from Anonymous because they're worried that their parents might be listening.
Oh, juicy.
I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years and we're about to move in together. Things are going really well and we have planned a serious future together, but now we are dealing with a hurdle. We introduced our parents to each other and my single mum and his single dad have started dating.
Get out.
We're completely creeped out, but they are asking us to let them see where it goes. We find it weird and we don't want them to date. Are we being selfish? Anonymous, in case they are listening. Well, if they are listening, I guess they're going to hear everyone's opinions anyway.
Oh, wow. This is fantastic, but only because I'm not involved in it.
I must admit, I do feel like
What a situation.
parents, it's probably not a good move.
Yeah,
don't
but-
risk your kids' relationships on something like this.
But love is love. Like
Yeah.
you can't help it. When you fall for someone, you fall for
I
someone.
want their parents to be happy. I think that's grand. Like, good on them. But they are definitely jeopardising some of the relationship there with their children.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work out and it goes pear-shaped, then they're going to have to deal with it at weddings or functions or
There's so
just
many
general...
scenarios. But also, what happens if, it goes super well and then they decide they want to get married?
Oh, and you become brother and sister. Stop.
It is incredible. This is one of the greatest conundrums we've ever had on this show.
I mean,
no doubt.
I want them to be happy. I give them a go. I just sort of feel like, to be honest, let them see where it goes. It's probably not going to work out. But I hope they work that out sooner rather than later.
I think you need to sit them down and have a good, honest chat about the entire scenario because I think you need to nip it in the bud before it has an opportunity to
Shut
work
it down.
out. Maybe,
So
yeah.
you don't have the right to be together.
It's hard because there's such an argument for telling them no, they don't have the right. But also, I think at least sit down together and talk openly about the fact that, guys, if this goes well, this is what happens. If it goes pear-shaped, this is what happens. Can we all just sort of sit around and why don't you just be friends with benefits?
Because you know what? It's not just about losing the other partner. But, for example, if it doesn't go well, how do you know that, mum's not going to start treating the daughter's boyfriend like rubbish and vice versa just because they, remind them of their ex or they have those kind of dramas.
This is a minefield.
This is a mess. Look, 13 10 60 if it's happened to you or you've just got an opinion. Anonymous wants to get some support to find out whether or not they are being selfish. They are moving in together. She's been with a boyfriend for 2 years. They're moving in. They're planning a future and now their parents have started dating.
It's an amazing scenario.
Can they ask them to call it off?
Let's throw it out there. Neil, good morning. Now, you know of people in an even messier situation. How could it possibly be even messier than this?
Well, I had a mate at school that his mum and dad broke up and his mum got with his dad's brother and his dad got with his mum's sister.
Oh,
so he ended up having an auntie mum and an uncle dad.
Did they at least get along, Neil?
Yeah, the whole family reunions were great. We used to have hell fun with them. But yeah, he copped a bit of crap at school when it first came out.
I'll bet.
But everything died down after about 2 terms.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. It sounds like it actually worked out. Just imagine doing the birthday and writing on the card, "Dear Uncle Dad." So weird.
Lucy, thanks for your call. You know someone who's currently in this situation.
I do.
Okay, what's working or not working for them?
It's not working. So it's worked really well. My friend's parents hooked up. It's worked very well for a long, long time, and now it's not working very well, and it's all going pear-shaped. But it's just sad. I think there's now grandkids involved, and my friend and her husband, they can't really talk about it between them because now it causes an argument between them. I think for the couple whose parents are getting together, it's not selfish for them to say no.
Yeah.
Because the other people, what about the parents thinking about the kids' relationship? Why isn't that part selfish too?
Well, exactly. Like they know that they're jumping on something.
Yeah.
It's different if the kids get together after the parents, I suppose. It's even
And
a
it's
different
nice,
situation altogether.
Yeah, it's nice at the moment, but when things don't work out for everybody, not just the two involved.
Are they splitting up, Lucy? Like, is it?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
And is it a messy kind of split up? They don't
It's
like
going
each other?
to be, yeah.
Oh, no.
So
Goodness.
things get really difficult. So I definitely would not be too shy to be saying, no way, Jose. Absolutely not.
And you just hope that the parents aren't going to begrudge that and be like, well, then we're going to run away and be happy together.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Far out. That's good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Anonymous. I think this is just going to be depends what type of parents you got, whether they're going to be cool with you saying, stop it.
Yeah, but at least sit down and chat.
Yeah.
At least sit down and chat.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
The AFL community is in mourning following the shock news that former West Coast Premiership player Adam Selwood has died.
Adam Selwood was tragically found dead early this morning about 6:20am here in Herdsman, west of
The
Perth.
Selwood family was forced into a second heartbreaking and premature goodbye.
Adam Selwood's death has sent shockwaves across the nation.
The sporting world is struggling to come to terms with the loss of an AFL star, Adam Selwood, just months after the death of his twin brother, Troy.
It's tragic.
It's just awful. Again, lifeline number 13 11 14. There is always someone there 24/7 to talk to. It's all we can keep saying. We can just keep saying you need to talk to someone. Please reach out. The people who are affected by this sort of stuff, their lives are just destroyed by it.
Yeah. Ben, mate, he's a close friend of yours. You know the Selwoods very well. I know the family, and obviously played footy with him, won a premiership together. How are you going?
Oh, still in shock, really. You know, a lot of us still coming to terms with what's actually happened. Sella's such a big part of our side, and there will be a time in the coming days, all week, to pay tribute to the huge contribution that he made to our footy club and to the broader football community. But right now, we just send our love and condolences to the Selwood family. We love him and we're going to miss him.
Look, we're all tearing up too, just looking at you. You're obviously finding this tough to talk about. We know that everyone's in the same position. We've talked at length this morning. Pete and I, we've talked with friends over the weekend. It's that thing where even if you didn't have the privilege of knowing the family, that I think that it just is running quite deep. I think everybody's understanding that the loss of, you know, a twin, number one, but just in 12 short weeks ago, that this family and everyone affected by it, they're just really in the thick of the struggle right now.
I think one of the things that we've heard so often whilst covering this today and also seeing in the news over the weekend is just how good a man he was. Just how much he did in the community, how much of a team player he was.
Yeah, just a super solid guy.
Sorry, mate. Really sorry. Look, we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget the lifeline number, as we've already mentioned, 13 11 14. There's Beyond Blue. There's so many resources out there, but the first and foremost thing you should do is just reach out to the person next to you and just ask them if they're okay.
Absolutely.
It's a great opportunity to do so right now.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Before we go any further,
what?
I've got to say, word on the street is Fremantle Dockers are back. Okay, can we talk about it or what?
Did you have a win?
Yep.
Smack,
Kymba, we had a big win. We didn't just have a win. We had I started looking at flights for September.
See, I would never have known that they'd had a win, Ben, because Pete will wear the jumper in here regardless.
Of whether they win or
Such a
lose.
diehard
Yep.
fan that
I do admire that.
Yeah,
but that's it's got to be an 8-point game. That
absolutely.
Not
To
too
win
many
away.
teams will. And win aways, Fremantle a good travelling side normally, but their last two away games have been probably their worst two performances of the year. And then to just come out and not just win up there,
But
they
win.
smack them.
Yeah, so what you're saying is me booking my flights over the weekend's a good thing.
Go nuts, mate.
I've been very bullish on Fremantle all year. It's a long season. They do need to string some wins together. But
Bring it on.
they're good enough to do it.
And also the Eagles to back it up and get their first win as well. Fantastic.
How did you guys sneak in a whole footy chat without checking with me?
Did we?
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, hang on. Footy.
I'm pretty sure we're doing something else right now,
Oh, you're
aren't we?
right. We're going to do the wedding
It
stay
doesn't
away.
happen.
No, you're right.
Kimba with Ben Cousins presents
Cut
The
off.
Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Mate, I'd talk about footy till the cows come home. I would, but we've got to do this stuff.
Silence.
Yeah,
Go
this
on.
is this
Yes,
is why you can't
more
have control
important.
over your own mic, Ben.
I love it.
Because we've got this wedding that's happening. It's a kind of a big deal. I mean, Josh and Lisa are going to be legally married on our show
Massive.
in like 10 days' time.
Hello,
The happy
guys.
couple.
Yes.
Morning.
Hi.
Morning.
How are you two feeling?
Good. Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Getting excited? How
Yeah.
did your guests find the news that they all have to dress as Disney characters to your wedding?
They're all very excited, that's for sure. They're all out shopping.
Oh, great. So it was well received?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. Guys, we've got so the voting that took place Friday for 24 hours was the cake. What your cake is going to be.
Oh, I'm starting to get nervous.
Oh,
Why don't you guys start by telling us, Josh, what cake did you vote for?
I vote for Ben Cousins.
A cake baked
Get your
by
cake
Ben
on, mate.
Cousins. Okay. What did you vote for, Lisa?
I voted for the exploding cake. I just really wanted to see how it worked.
Right, the exploding cake that could be detonated at any time throughout the
Yeah.
ceremony. Okay, well,
Time for the results.
Oh,
Let's see.
unbelievably, the lowest result that came through on 15% was Pete's mud cake stack.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, that is.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Especially when like those mud cakes are quintessential Australian celebration cakes. We've,
Oh, they're amazing.
they're at
yeah.
everything.
So with me out of the way, how are you feeling, Ben? You a bit nervous? Or
I am a touch nervous.
Are you really?
Okay,
I'm
well,
going to need some hired help. I know
are those
that.
nerves justified? Well, the exploding cake came in at 39%, which means 46% to a cake baked by Ben Cousins.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
That's
There we go.
awesome.
The pressure.
The
You
pressure.
got this.
I'm sure Pete will give you a hand.
I'm not sure I've got this, but I'm going to get some hired help to help me.
Dude,
Don't
we
worry.
advertised
Don't
from the
panic,
beginning.
team. Don't panic.
From the beginning, we said that this was a cake baked by Ben Cousins from scratch.
From scratch.
Exactly.
How many of
Wow.
those have you cooked in your lifetime?
Not a lot.
When you say not a lot, do you mean
well,
none?
I've done a couple with the kids.
From
not
scratch?
with any
Not from a packet?
great success.
No? Do you reckon you could
He's
make
ignoring me because I don't think he's ever made
No,
one
I have
from scratch.
I'm not a packet man.
Do you reckon you could make the little icing sugar flowers and stuff? Do you be any good at that? How are your fingers? How's your
dainty, mate?
dainty?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Dainty fingers is good. It's good for that.
Do you guys have any decorations you would prefer on your wedding cake? Like, is it enough for him to just sprinkle it in hundreds and thousands, or
Oh, I'd be happy
Make
with the
whatever you
lemon
like,
scones.
mate.
No, we're going to go large. Don't worry.
We're going large.
Make
Fantastic.
whatever you like.
Yeah, we're not going to mess around.
okay, fantastic.
Do you
You'll
reckon
be right.
do you reckon we could go big enough for you to fit inside of the cake and then you could burst out of it at
Yeah.
some point during
It
the
will be
ceremony?
made with love. I can
right.
guarantee you that.
To get that many layers, he would have had to have started cooking last week.
All right. We've got the cake locked in. Fantastic. Now, Kymba, you're the celebrant.
Yes.
We haven't discussed what you're wearing yet.
No.
Yes.
And given that we've already done one of these on-air weddings where everyone voted that I dress as Elvis, and I did, I'm looking forward to seeing what the options are.
Well, Elvis is going to seem like a tame Tuesday compared to what we've got lined up. We'll come back with those next.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimba with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
We are so excited that in 10 days' time, Josh and Lisa will be married live on this show. It is a proper legal wedding, and all of WA have voted for the elements. And they've been some pretty out there things, like Lisa's getting married in a Temu dress and she'll be skydiving into the wedding. So it's pretty exciting gear so far.
Has the dress arrived?
No.
Nope.
No. Actually,
no one's
Oh my gosh.
anything about that.
no, we haven't heard anything.
I
Still
think,
shipping.
yeah, well, we can check. Producer Brooke, are you there? Or is she busy? Because she might...
No, she's
Yes,
there.
I'm here. They give you quite the wide window, so it was due between the 15th and the day before the wedding.
What could possibly go wrong?
So we've still got
my
time.
gosh. It's okay. It's a Disney wedding, so magical disasters fits perfectly.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, anything could happen.
All right.
Sweet.
Speaking of anything, it is time for the next thing that you're voting on. Just search Pete Kymba Ben on Instagram. That's where the votes will be. Click on stories, and you can take your vote. It is what Kymba's going to be wearing on the day.
I'm excited. It is an absolute pleasure to be a registered celebrant and that I can legally authorise your wedding, but it is even funnier when I'm dressed in something absurd.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the options are yet.
No.
Oh gosh.
I know what the options
Great.
are.
Okay.
I may even have had a cheeky hand in them.
Okay.
All right. Now, we've spoken whilst getting to know you guys, Lisa and Josh, that you are Star Wars fans.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And so
Am I a stormtrooper?
Oh, no. You're not a stormtrooper. You are the stormtrooper. You could be dressed as Darth Vader.
Wow. Wow.
Mask and everything.
So the whole wedding will be like, do you, Josh? You let-
Yeah. I want a deeper tone on the day, though, by the way. It's got to be more like, do you, Josh?
I'll practice
Like
if
that.
I have
Thank
to.
I think Lisa's got the helmet of Darth Vader.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. All right, we'll talk more. Okay.
It may not get voted for. You might be
might
giving me
not.
other great options.
It might not. Option number 2, the balloon dress.
Oh, it's back. Hang on. You tried to pitch the balloon dress as Lisa's wedding dress, and it did not get across the line.
That's
Everybody
right.
voted the Temu dress instead, and you've brought it back.
I've got my fingers crossed for this one because
Come and get up at some stage. We'll get it up.
exactly, Benny. Come hell or high water, someone's wearing a balloon dress at this wedding.
Okay.
And now I don't know about that. This one might be my favourite of all, even above the balloon dress.
Okay.
Okay. You also may very well be wearing
Wedding.
slip, a wedding dress.
I love it.
I love that one. That's so good.
No. The idea is that you're not supposed to upstage the bride. Lisa's waiting for her Temu dress that might not even come until the day before.
Imagine that.
That's okay. That would be perfect.
Is that's all right with you, Lisa?
That is perfectly fine with me.
It didn't arrive, but the celebrant's got hers.
Yeah, don't worry. Kimber's sorted.
And I tell you what, I've been in touch with a few places. I mean, we're going to get you fitted for a stunning couture dress with all the bells and whistles.
Are you sure you would be okay with that?
I would be fine with
This
that.
seems cruel.
Yeah.
No,
You like-
that's fine.
Would you like the ivory, the bone, or the beige? Which one?
I like that you gave me no options in white.
No, absolutely. It's going to look that now as we speak, they are live. All right, we've thrown them up. Just search Instagram Pete Kymba Ben. And you are voting on Kymba's outfit options as the celebrant. Could be Darth Vader, could be the balloon dress, or it could be a wedding dress.
Josh, do you have a preference? What are you going to vote for?
Crazy.
Going Darth Vader.
Darth Vader for you. Lisa, what are you voting for?
Oh, you know what? Share the occasion. You can wear a wedding dress too.
All right.
This wedding is going to be so brilliant.
So you've got 24 hours to vote. We will reveal the results coming up after 8 tomorrow. Josh, Lisa, go and cast your votes. Tell everybody else too. And good luck. We'll chat to you then.
Okay, see you guys.
Have a good day.
See ya.
Hey, how are you feeling about those options, mate? You all right?
Do you know what? When I think of these things, what I think of is always the photographs. And how ridiculous the wedding looked a couple of years ago when we did Lizzie and Dylan's wedding, and I was dressed as Elvis, and Dylan, who was getting married, was dressed as Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, and we had Lizzie the bride in this like 80s kind of punk sort of frou-frou dress. It was awesome.
It was classic.
And the photo just looked strange because it was like, what is happening at this event?
Yeah.
And the idea of me being in a bridal gown.
Oh, man, honestly.
While Lisa is in her, hopefully, Temu dress that arrived.
I've already cast my vote. It's already happened. All right, have a great day, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow from 6. See you
later. Feeding Kymba with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. Save up to 50% off roller blinds, sheer curtains and vertishears at ABC Blinds mid-year makeover sale. Book a free measure and quote at abcblinds.com.au.